rallying that I feel like, and I'll land my plane in a second. This rallying, I feel like that will spark something in the 16 million, because in that 16 million, some of those are probably underage people. Those are people incarcerated, maybe the elderly, and those kind of things of that sort. But at the same time, why are we, you know, why is it they're rallying that? Because that seems like, again, it goes along with the doctrine of they will focus on everything else but us. And why won't they focus on us? And it keeps going back to, what is this, political? Is this racial? Is it they want to perpetually keep us in one spot? When I say us, we're talking about the black population. Because I'm not referring that I'm a Democrat or any of that stuff. I'm just more referring to, like, I'm black first. I'm black, part of the black population.
For sure. All day, every day, man.
Yeah. So I mean, what's the deal?
Oh man.
I mean, we're just speculating here. Nothing is, it's you find your own truth, your own perspective. We're speculating here.
Yeah, man. I think as far as it relates to that, hold on, ask it again.
So 30 million registered voters that's sitting there.
That's what it is. So I think that, like, even earlier when you were speaking about, like, identity politics, I think, like, the people that's in Washington now are slaves to corporations. And I think the identity politics and all that stuff is just like a ruse to where, like white people ain't voting either. You know what I mean? Yeah. And even, like, with this whole, like, Trump stuff, like, man, it showed, like, man, they willing to cut off their people too. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And so, like, for us, we stay so fractured on all of these different, like, minute topics that, like, we don't really have any candidates, I feel, that are, like, really out there that are, you know what I'm saying, like speaking for us.
No.
And then, like, even, like,
no, we don't.
And then we got some of them that are speaking for us, but, like, what are they really bringing back home to their communities, to, you know what I'm saying, and
they're
better
making
the lives of the people.
They're making money hand over fist. They're going in with 5-figure salaries and coming out with millions of things and sort like that.
Yeah, but I think that, but
on both sides.
No, for sure. But I think that's one of the reasons why people are sitting at home.
Yeah.
Because they know that, like, hey, man, it's all about lobbying and corporatism and everything like that.
You're not interested in the people.
Right. And then, like I said, they hop out there and, like I said, there's these games and things like that. And, man, like I said, like, I watched the whole spectrum. And so, like, I don't believe that, in 2026, 2028, like, all those people that voted for Trump or, what I'm saying, was MAGA going to vote Republican again.
Yeah, and it's gonna be funny because we're about to have an identity politics funny where it's gonna be Wesley Hunt, Tim Scott, Byron Donaldson.
They black.
And they black. And they got no bad records. They're not. I don't feel like they're. So we are back, and check it out. I'm knocking stuff over. This is Filmtrix Politix. We are in the studio, in the lab. We call it the tree house. We up here doing our thing with ATUM. Cooking right now. We've been talking about voter suppression. We've been talking about Democrats. We've been talking about the Republicans. We've been talking about what do these parties need to do to change, because we just want to talk about it, because I'm not sure what you guys are talking about, but this is how you start delineating, discerning, talking, just really figuring out where you are, where we at.
Yeah, man. We got to build the conversations, man. And, like, man, for me, man, as a person that, like, I'm a person that vote. Man, like, I voted everything. I voted primaries, off your elections. I'm an overvote. I vote in everything. But at the same time, for me, like, that have a conversation with a lot of different people, like, I do get why people don't vote. And, like, I don't, like, chastise them.
Yeah.
Because, like, like, I come from the school of Malcolm, you know what I'm saying, that say, if nobody talking to you, like, you do have the power to sit on your vote.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's an option as well.
That's part of the power.
You know what I'm saying? And so, like, I don't because like I get it, you know what I'm saying?
That's part of the power, because the voter, the vote the couch, that wasn't a joke. That wasn't a derogatory term. It was like, that's part of your power, because, like he said, you didn't have a power or entity talking to you, talking for you, and we got to a point to where 60, 45 years, whatever number you want to pick, it's definitely a couple of decades of being ignored and looked over, and still right now we're seeing the play of voter suppression being used as saying, this is what we do, this is what we did for you black folks, is we fought for your voter rights, we fought for your voter suppression, when it's already there. Like, go get, everything we can go do, and whoever isn't there, and the people we have registered, we have enough right now for us to make a change, to just galvanize those registered, even if it takes 10 years to get at least 50% of those registered to get to the polls. It changes everything. Republicans know that. Democrats know that. White liberals and white conservatives know that.
Right. But yeah, man, and
But
overall,
we don't.
Right. But
don't.
Overall, man, we got to get more educated on the process, because, you know, for me as a person, like I said, that votes and everything, like, I realize how the elections are won in the primaries, and how even a lot of people that I know that are like these so-called like well-informed voters, and some of my older people, you know what I'm saying, that I know that talk a lot about younger people voting, you know, a lot of them don't talk about the primaries. They keep talking about the general. But you know what I'm saying? Like, we know that that's where the politics are played.
That's the politics.
In the primaries.
Yeah, that's the sexy conversations. That's the politics.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
I love that you said that.
Yeah, and so, you know, I think that as much as we try to beat people over the head with voting, you know, we need to give them more tools to understand what's going on. And just like we're doing here, like, I've encouraged more people to vote through just conversations than talking about, you know what I'm saying, like, oh, yeah, you know, your ancestors died for your right to vote, and why you doing that? Like, come on, man, you know what I'm saying? Like, we got to talk and understand, like, what's going on, like, why they didn't vote. And a lot of times it's because the candidates ain't speaking to them, but that's because they didn't know that one of the candidates that may be speaking to them was in the primary, but got pushed out. And you see what you see on the ballot in November, and that's all you got. And that's when we show up and we're like, oh, we got to choose between the lesser two evils and all this other.
Yeah, we can't keep expecting that somebody's gonna pick the right person, and by the time it's time for you to go choose, that it's gonna be the right person for choose. Like, no, we hand picking these people. We should be hand delivering them to the campaigns and walking them all the way through, knowing who it is. You know, regardless of what's going on, you know what I'm saying? We got to get behind people like Amanda Edwards. We got to get behind people like Christian Menifee. You know what I'm saying? We got to get that kind of going. It's not that we have vitriol against, you know, Mr. Al Green. You know what I'm saying? None of that. It's a legend. It's just more so like, I think it's time to be a mentor now. I think it's time to get some younger bloods in there. But the young bloods have to take on a backbone as well, and not try to take on the strength of the older generation only, but have your own backbone for what's going on right now. Because Trump, y'all could keep saying you're gonna fight Trump. Trump ain't gonna be in office in 2028. He's not in 2029 or 20. He's not. That's not the threat. The threat is the fact that you can't give a straight answer to why your Democratic Party will not talk to its biggest island of all the islands. Whenever you guys want to come and hang out in the island, the barbecue, you want to come to the barbecue. You want to go to the concerts, you want to go to the concert. You want to go to the Super Bowls and the Super Bowl party, you want to do all that. You want to wear the clothes, you want to crip walk, all that stuff. But when it comes to really looking at the infrastructure of that big-ass island called black man and black woman of the Democratic Party, it's overlooked. Like right now. We're halfway through the shortest fucking month, Black History Month, and majority of the conversations when we put it in this website, the majority of conversations going on from Democratic side, liberal leaning, is about the damn immigrants. It's about the immigrants. It's not about foundational Black Americans. It's not about us. And so I bring it up as a segue for the next question, and we're gonna go into it a little bit here, but again, I want to show a video that's kind of touching on what I'm talking about is that time and time again we're looking at the numbers. That's 30 million people that are registered voters. Why aren't you black Democrats, the Black Caucus, focused on that? That could be started in the high schools, the colleges. That could be part of the questionnaires of like, hey, are you registered voter? Are you a registered voter? You are. Hey, why? When's the last time you voted? What's wrong? When have you voted? What's going on? Do you know that it's easier to vote at the local vote? Did you know it's easier to figure out what's going on? Anything to encourage it. But when you don't, just like on Count of Monte Cristo, in their neglect, we find our path because you're neglecting. Now we know, okay, you're neglecting that. That means that you're holding something back from us. It's time for us to like really start thinking and getting into it. But my question to tag into is like, why, or do you, not why, do you feel that the Democratic Party needs to focus on foundational Black Americans? And why?
So, I'm going to say no. Because, saying in the words of the great Claude Anderson, we are finished. We are finished.
Damn. Done?
We are finished. Like,
damn.
Man, like the
shots fired.
The Democratic Party like nigga energy. They don't like niggas. So, as far as, like you look at the emerging Hispanic population.
Yeah.
You look at the you look at the independent white vote that is, shifting around. I think that it's clear that they do understand that obviously like our elders and church going people, like they still are like voters, man, because like typically older age people on both sides are voters, and so they do still do things to speak to them. But as far as young Black men and women, it doesn't seem to be any agenda period for addressing a lot of the things that's been going on in our communities, whether it's gentrification, whether it's cancer clusters, whether it's what's going on within the K through 12 education. And so, like, to me, this has been, like, proven over and over again. And so, coming up in, I could see them, trying to, tout the Black candidate again. But, I mean, we just got to be real. Like, even with the Black candidates that we've had, like, what have they stood on that was Black?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
I ain't going to do nothing just for Black folks, is what she said, right? I mean... Obama, he they say he went after help the gays, and help the Black. But hey, we'll talk about this in a whole nother show. Whole nother motherfucking show.
I mean, I honestly think they don't. Like,
for Black folks, foundation Black America, we have no chance.
Yeah, the right answer is they should and they need to, but like, do they really have to and still be able to? Win. And so, that's kind of one of the, I guess I call it an issue per se with the Crockett campaign. Like, I appreciate that she is trying to keep it authentic with us. But like she does have to reach a broader audience.
Yeah.
But then even in the talk for us, I mean, I don't know what's in the deal for us.
I think what I'm trying to get at is that when I think about us as foundational Black Americans, I'm thinking about all ages groups, the old, young, and all that, and I'm thinking about the kitchen table. We're at the kitchen table talking. Kitchen table is. Grandma got diabetes, and she needs this kind of care. Uncle Ray drank a little bit too much, too long. Needs some help. So we're talking about healthcare. We're talking about the whole nation needs free healthcare. We need, nationwide free health. So I'm just saying, like, I feel like there's some kitchen table issues that black folks really, really could benefit off of that we talk about that could benefit the rest of the country. And I think that's why I say,
of course,
that's what I'm saying. Like, do the Democratic Party see those things? And that's what I'm saying.
No, I think they do. I think they do see like those, but I think that that still kind of ties in line with those issues that's going to affect essentially the boomers. But like, what's the plan for the YNs? You know what I'm saying? Like, I get it. All that healthcare stuff is good for the nation, and I think that is where they're going to go and where they're going to talk about. But what about like our next generation of leaders that are consistently reading on lower grade levels?
That's why I feel like the job infrastructure has to come in.
And getting further and further left behind.
That infrastructure has to come in. Of course, with, we're kind of cooked. I think I said it on a couple other segments. Is like, we got to focus on the third graders, of course. But I think third graders, when we focus on that, third grade and up, is really bringing in working real industries into these schools. Like some do, but some sort of like apprenticeship type of thing with a certain community for sure. And not only like creating jobs, but creating mentorships that can create CEOs, administrators that can run like urban farms or farming and go into the grocery stores to end a food desert in a impoverished type of areas type of thing, creating voting or civic stuff so that way maybe there is some sort of money incentive behind civic duty type of things, saying, so that way we can get a sector or demographic of our people. Because right now, like, I don't want to feel like just because we talk about black people or foundational black Americans that we got to talk about everybody, because we don't. Because right now, this is Filmtrix Politix. We right here, and we could talk about we could just focus on black folks and not have to have the stigma or the shame or guilt that we're leaving anyone out. I don't feel guilty. I don't want to leave anyone out. I don't want to feel like I got to double talk and say, hey, they did too. I just want to say, this is what I feel. The Democratic store, I'm looking at it like Target. And I'm looking at it like black folks. Maybe that's the wrong store to use. Yeah. I'm looking at it like, going to Dollar General. Damn, that's even worse. Fuck. God damn. Look, we're going into a damn store, and that store is called Democratic Party. And black folks are going in there. I just feel like we need to come out with some tangible thing. So that's what I feel like it needs to happen. That's what I'm talking about.
No, man. And so that's what, like I said, I think that like the plan and what people like us, and I know that there's plenty of politically conscious people out there. Like we have to get back to thinking about the next generation, and like I said, holding our leaders accountable for that. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, what are they gonna do to build up and address? Because like I said, there's all these surveys and things like that out, or all these kids that are on that are in 7th, 8th grade but still reading on 4th grade level. Yeah, man. And so for me, that's like the crisis in Black America.
Yeah, Joey. Shout out to Joey Pins. He was on the last episode. Yeah, man, he killed it. Shout out to him. He said we need to have a reading revolution. Mm-hmm. This is just like we did out of slavery or right before slavery at a reading revolution. We need to have a reading revolution. The reading revolution was we were teaching each other. Yeah. We were teaching each other how to read, write, and how to sound and how to talk. That meant we must have been at home. We must have been in the churches. We must have been in these back rooms. We must have been in the sheds, whatever, talking. That means we need to read to our kids. We need to read to our kids. The kids need to read to us so we can hear them read. Because that's one of the main things. You hear your kid read, you can help them. And then it also helps them to have more confidence when they read out loud. You know what I'm saying? So
absolutely,
that's a fastest way.
Absolutely. So yeah, man, I think that there are a lot of things that will be on the table for us, but I mean, I think that like we still haven't like found our way in this new age of politics because like overall, you know what I'm saying, like we're still getting caught up in the mediocre battles of the middle instead of what I'm saying, like really talking about and like I said, holding our local people feet to the fire about what's going on like within our communities. And like I said, I get what's going on like nationally, and that does matter. But a lot of the problems that people all over the country have is due to local politics, i.e. the District 18, and like how there's been this shift of what I'm saying, not being able to keep a candidate and different games being played like that is hurting the 18th.
That is just crazy, ain't it?
You know what I'm saying? And so like overall, it's like these type of things that I think that in 2026 and 2028, like we need to like focus on you know what I'm saying, putting it just kind of like, man, putting a lid on it, man.
Well, let's back it up right there, because I've been looking at a lot of stuff online, and I've seen the articles and read them, but I don't think I've heard anybody really talk about like the debacle, fiasco that's kind of going on right now, like with the Christian Menifee, Amanda Edwards, Mr. Al Green. What's the way how should I address him? It's Al Green, right?
Yeah, Al Green.
Mr. Al Green.
Love and happiness.
Oh man.
What got the purr too, man? That was slick.
Yeah, but we called this in September. We called it. We saw it. We saw it, and now here we are. What we called is Menifee and Amanda Edwards ended up in a runoff. We called this before the runoff. They ended up in a runoff, which means that neither one of them had got 50% of the vote. So we have to go to a runoff. They went to a runoff in January.
Correct.
The January runoff led to where I think Christian Menifee won the seat.
Correct.
All of a sudden,
correct.
Here comes Al Green.
Oh yeah, from the Raptors. Because mind you, the bullshit with this seat period was that whoever won the election between Amanda and Christian, that term was only for 2026. Because then there's the election that was coming up. So like I said, by them having that runoff, push it back even further. So then now, technically, like with the primary should have started next month.
Yeah.
You're not even in the seat. But yeah, I think Al Green was, looking around to see how the whole redistricting was going to play out. Once again, it's like, why aren't we asking Democrats, why didn't they push Al Green to go for Senate? I think that's a valid question.
That is a valid question.
And so, like, this has been a problem, not only in the Democratic Party, but, within the black community. This is one of the reasons why you look at a corner and you see 4 churches, because the pastor wanted to stay and this dude wanted to be pastor, but he couldn't, so he went across the street and made a church. And, like the leadership wants to hold on and stay there forever when there's so many other things that they can give to the party, the candidates, from behind the scenes mentoring, or even, like I said, running for higher offices. I think it's kind of a shame every time that we see this happen, not only just with Al Green, but period.
We got to shake some stuff up, man. We got to shake. This is
anytime we have a chance to reach that crossroads, which we are. We at that chance.
We at the chance,
and then now here we go, going backwards again. You know what I'm saying? And there's no.
What's the problem with Amanda Edwards? She seems like the goose that can't win, man. I mean, is it optics?
I think it's optics. It's a mixture of like what's going on within the.
What? What do you mean? What do I mean by optics? I'm glad you asked. I'm glad you asked. So we're gonna. He's being nice over here. He ain't saying everything. He's trying to cover his words.
I mean,
the optics. What we're talking about is she's not married, right?
Correct.
The husband, and I believe the lighter shade of skin. I'm not worried about the colorism, but lighter shade
the
of
colorism
skin.
got to do with this shit.
Skin has something to do with AKA.
You know what I'm saying? Like we got that whole like sorority beef going on in the Democratic Party. Period.
There you go.
And so yeah. I was being nice because I like
Greeks are fighting.
But yeah, like I think that that is a part. You know, I mean, they even got Kamala husband out of somewhere. You know, and
yeah. See, we keep it real.
They did go find Kamala husband. You know, we don't know if he's still a husband, but okay, whatever.
Yeah.
But I think like even with her, I think that like I said, not only just with like her not having a husband, I think it's kind of like people are starting to grow weary of the career politician.
Copy that.
And so it's like old and young. And unfortunately, I think Amanda's kind of in that crossroad of being raised by the old generation. And she's done everything right to be here. But like now people want that Trump.
They want that
person that doesn't come from the system.
Yeah.
And so
the
things like that. And
non-established person.
So yeah, I think that
outsider.
So like I think that like even though she hasn't won, she's a part of, you know what I'm saying? And her look is corporate and versus like a Jasmine Crockett with, ironically, they both kind of got like the same upbringing, you know what I'm saying, of nice and going to nice schools and things like that. But you know what I'm saying? Like it is a different vibe between Jasmine and Amanda, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And so I think that's part of it as well, like that career politician look. And like I think it's sad, man. Like not only with her, man, because like I said, what may happen to Menifee the same way.
I hate that she bowed out. I don't know where she goes from here. I don't know what happens.
I don't see nowhere else.
And I say that too because the same thing with Jasmine Crockett. Like I hope that she could pull the primary off. Because I don't believe that she can pull off the general, and I'm like, where do you go from here? She might be podcasting like us.
I did see on the Breakfast Club, and she was like, she'll go back to lawyering if those cases come, because
she was making bread.
Yeah, so you know what I'm saying. Like she probably gonna go back to doing that.
Hey, Jasmine, I'm voting for you. I'm gonna vote for you. I just like to see a fighter, and I think they pushed you out here prematurely. I think you could have sat in the Congress for a few more years, and I think you would have been a very good vice president contender type of vibe in a few years. And I know that sounds crazy. I know a lot of people are crazy, but it's not. I see it in her. So
because she's qualified.
She's qualified.
She checked the boxes, man. I think it's just like growing as a politician. And particularly in a crazy place like Texas, where like once again, like as a Texan, we always threatened to secede from the United States.
Oh yeah,
Texas is own.
We Texas Republic. We our own, baby.
And so I think that like she could grow like as a Texas politician as well. But yeah, I'm with you, man. I'm supporting her, and so like any criticism that I've made of her like publicly so far is more so in the lane of like what I see politically, strategically for a campaign. You know what I'm saying? And once again, I think that's something that we got to get the fuck out of.
We got to get
we got to get out of there. Like just because or just because you criticize a candidate, you bringing them down, or you not fucking with them still.
Or you're not fucking with them still.
You know
right.
Like we can still like bear with them and be like, oh, what you doing here? Oh, that's a bad move. Hey, what you doing here?
We complex.
Because that's what we got to do in order to. So it's like once again that dichotomy of what we just was talking about on like the party wants us to support candidates but doesn't want us to be able to critique them and hold them to the fire, which this is what we got to do for everybody.
That's what we got to do.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like we said, man, we actually going on record saying we support it. So it's like, but still though, any critique is like, here you go as a black man critiquing a black woman. And it's like, dang, like I can't just critique her as a politician because she is trying to run to win.
Man. Yo, look. It's Filmtrix and Politics. I told you, we're going to be real with it. We're going to get as in-depth as we can. We're breaking it down one by one. We went through our politics kind of questions. I believe we got that out of the way. Like I said, this is not going to be too heavy of a political show. you know, but we are going to be keeping our ear to the streets, internet streets, and the real streets. And you will see us in these streets. So when we come back, we're going to talk about Hewwood. And we're going to sit here with ATUM RA, who plays Ace Phoenix in Hewwood. We're going to hear more about that and what's coming up. But, hey, check out these clips from Hewwood. And I think I might throw in a few bonus clips from Chapter 2. We'll see. Exchange of powers. You here with Filmtrix Politix with Cayn King and with
ATUM RA in this thing.
Y'all gonna be seeing him a lot, man. Hey, y'all gonna be seeing both of us. So we'll be right back. Hey, go get something to drink, get something to eat, and let's sit back down. Let's talk about it some more. All
right. I used to run dope through here. What could possibly go wrong?
You remember that plan we talked about, bro? About growing our own strand. Well, instead of that shit just being hopes and wishes, that shit can be a possibility right now, bro.
Where is this? What do you mean come back? Let me go with you, Pop.
Yes, I got bands. Hey, can the paint leave a stain all in the rain? See my ex in the turning like she felt the window pane the way I'm swinging.
Hey, speaking of that freestyle though, y'all do that every night? I mean, that shit was crazy, bro.
Anybody want to get it, I line them up like linemen. I knock them down like pinballs.
Tell them Walter said it, Walter meant it. You knew the fucking rules before you jumped off.
Standing at that edge, I feel the tables turning. Feel like it's ops watching me. Sometimes that makes me nervous.
Nigga, you got no hoes. Anytime I pop up, they want to take my photos.
Bro, you slipping, man. You about to get this glove tuck?
I told you I need this to go away. That money is mine.
By the time the money is needed, I have it back.
Man, you always fucking mention the food. The only thing I remember about that shit is I had to clean out the car and your ass went missing.
Now, I got the police asking me questions and...
Hold on. You talking to the police?
You know what? I think that's why Thomas showed me those photos.
Photos?
But what I do know is, I'm through with fix ass.
The bullshit era. You fucked me in that growth expansion deal with those two fucking goofs you call professional.
You killed Mac, nigga!
Fuck you!
But you got the money.
Yeah, I'm swinging.
Victor better run it or keep running.
I just need to find this ugly motherfucker. And you gonna tell me where he's at.